It's like bars of how no difference of number. I saw in California, the normal sector.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Nancy Rios.
Ms. Rios, I'm seeing you this evening because you have a warrant for some older charges of aggravated DUI. There's 4 counts. They're alleged to have occurred on July 24th of 2024. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I see that you're in custody on some other felony matters and you've got a $10,000 bond. The state is asking that I hold you on a $5,000 bond on this matter. Did defense want to be heard on that?
Yes, just a moment, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. We're asking for a nominal bond in this case so that she can receive time credit for this new, this re-indicted DUI case.
All right, I'm going to order a $5,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. And you've got an arraignment in Superior Court on these charges on July 15th at 1:30. All right, that is all. You're excused.
Did you appoint counsel, Your Honor?
Yes, I did, but I didn't say it, did I? Let's see. Oops. It's public defender.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Erfa Juma.
All right, Mr. Juma, I am seeing you this evening because you have warrants for your arrest.
Yes, may I speak before you pass your judgment?
Sure.
I was first. I went to Anchorage, Alaska. I live out there too, and I have a job out there with Trident Seafoods, making $60,000 a year. And due to weather conditions, after I left to get my job, I could not make phone calls over here because of snowstorms and stuff. And so when I got back here, I had a hospital appointment for physical therapy on my leg, and it's in Phoenix. And that's where I got picked up at, was coming out of the hospital for a warrant for here. And so that's what happened to me.
Okay. Well, it looks
And
like I actually saw you just a month ago and let you know about all of these warrants and released you and told you about your next court dates, and you didn't make those. So I'm going to order that you be held. So first you have 2 warrants out of Tucson City Court for shoplifting charges from 2023 and 2024. On those matters, I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash bond. I'm going to appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. You're going to be seen, if you're in custody, by video on July 18th at 1:45. If you were to post your bond, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on August 7th at 2:00 in the afternoon. And
Do I get time served for the so from the time I got page 2 in Phoenix?
that I can't give you legal advice. You're going to have to talk to your attorney about that.
Okay.
Great. And then on your justice court matters, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cases that are all in warrant status from 2022, 2023, and 2024. I'm going to appoint Sal Huerta to represent you in justice court. I'm going to order that you be held on $250 cash bonds on each of those matters. And you'll be seen tomorrow at 1:00 in the afternoon in justice court.
Okay.
All right. That's all, sir. You're excused.
Fine.
Hey, ma'am, can I get your full name, please?
Iván Ostrena.
I am seeing you this evening because you have a couple warrants out of Pima County Justice Court. They are for domestic violence, assault, and disorderly conduct from 2023, and then a domestic violence assault from 2022. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to order, ma'am, that you be held on $250 cash bonds on each of these matters. You are going to be seen tomorrow in justice court at 1:00 in the afternoon. And I will appoint an attorney for you. That will be Gary Grinkowicz.
Can I speak? Ask something?
Sure.
If there's a possible way for I could seek mental help and for my addiction.
Yep. So you'll talk to the judge about that tomorrow at 1, okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. You're excused, ma'am.
Oh, it will be DLP.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
And Dr. Anthony Gary Potter.
Right, Mr. Potter, I'm seeing you this evening on some new charges or a new charge of occupying or remaining on a traffic median. And then it looks like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I want you to know Ayers is 13, 68, 39, 68, 49, 48, 89 of the Arizona revised statutes. I was preaching on the right of way. There's no crime against that under the First Amendment of the United States. Want to know if you want a war crime or release me without charges or on my own recognization pending investigation by the courts and the Justice Department.
Right, sir, I'm not going to release you at this time. I'm going to order that you be held on a $500 cash or secured bond.
And you're not my you might not know the Sikasaka or the Lake Talaki or anything else, and you might come after me because you don't support my religion or politics, misuse the government, and you're involved with the Sanderson, Santa Casa, and no Casa Nostra and the cartel activity, and you have no legalese.
I'm going to put your case in front of Judge Blue, and you will see him on July 17th at
That
1:45.
might be helpful if you want to know. why I got to go in front of my family that does jihad against me and are religious zealots misusing the courts and not using their real names.
All right. So those are your city court matters, and then you've also got a warrant out of Oro Valley City Court for criminal trespass. On that matter, I'm going to order that you be held on a $250 cash or secured bond. I'm going to appoint an attorney for you there. That will be.
I want you to know that those charges were dropped.
Okay, you'll talk to the judge about that. What I'm looking at is that they're still active. So Richard Glenn is going to represent you in Oro Valley, and you are going to be seen tomorrow there at 10:30 in the morning. All right, sir, that's all. You're excused. Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please? You're muted.
Sorry,
Jason David Blaylock.
Mr. Blaylock, I'm seeing you this evening on a few different cases that you have out of Tucson City Court. I think they're all in warrant status, resisting arrest from March 8th of this year, parks after hours from March 27th of this year, drug paraphernalia from May 22nd of this year, and disorderly conduct shoplifting from June 20th of this year. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Sir, I'm going to order that you be held on a $250 cash or secured bond. I'm ordering that you not return to any of the incident locations. I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. If you're still in custody, you'll have a video review on July 18th at 1:45. If you were to post your bond, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on August 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning, or warrants will issue. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
You're excused.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Ryan Frederick Girardi.
Mr. Durandi, I'm seeing you this evening on a couple of cases that you have out of Tucson City Court that are in warrant status. Just disorderly conduct and criminal trespass from February 12th of this year, and then shoplifting from April 30th of this year. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to order, sir, that you be held on a $250 cash or secured bond on these matters. I am going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video on July 18th at 1:45. If you were to post your bond, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on August 11th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You understand?
Yes.
All right, you're excused. Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
Yes, Tammy Sue Hess.
Ms. Hess, I'm seeing you this evening on several cases that you have out of Tucson City Court that are all in warrant status. I think there's one new charge, yes, for criminal trespass. You do
And I did not know I had any of these. I would have showed up to court. I've gotten stopped several times, and they didn't say anything either about these until just today.
all right. Well,
And so, like,
I'm gonna go through them with you. I mean, they go all the way back to 2020. So there's a lot. So you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. On the new charge, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So going through the cases really quick, you've got 2020 criminal trespass. Looks like 2 failures to appear on there. A 2021 criminal trespass with 2 failures to appear. Another 2021 criminal trespass drug paraphernalia with 2 failures to appear. 2022 drug paraphernalia with failure to appear. 2022 trespass failure to appear. 2024 trespass failure to appear. 2024 trespass failure to appear. 2024 drug paraphernalia trespass failure to appear. 2024 drug paraphernalia trespass failure to appear. And then drug paraphernalia from June 27th of this year. And it looks like you had been scheduled a court date on that one on July 10th, but we're going to vacate that date. I'm going to order that you be held on a $1,000 cash or secured bond.
ma'am, can I just I don't have the bond right now. Is there any way that I can be released, and I will make sure to show up? Like I said, I had no idea I had these, and I will make sure to show up.
I hear you, ma'am. I'm sorry. There's just too much going on here for me to release you without a bond. So let's see. We'll vacate the July 10th hearing, and instead you'll have a video review on July 18th at 1:45 in the afternoon. If you were to post your bond instead, you would need to get to Tucson City Court on August 20th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I am appointing the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And that is all. You're excused.
And so you're not letting me go?
No.
So can I just
Hello,
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
Alex Garcia Mendoza.
Mr. Mendoza, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and assault. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest, and if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, Mr. Mendoza, I see you've got a Department of Corrections hold. I am going to order a $500 cash or secured bond in this matter. Order that you, if you were to post that bond and be released, that you commit no further acts of domestic violence, that you possess no firearms or weapons. I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victim. So you can't contact her on the phone from the jail or have video visits with her. And if you were to be released, you can't go to her residence or have any other form of contact with her. I am appointing the City Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you're going to be seen by video on July 16th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, so you're holding me until I see the city court judge, because technically I was hoping that you could just give me a court date and I can just go do my time and come back, or
No, I'm going to hold you here so you can go see Judge Millian about this matter before you go to DOC. And it's just on the 16th. That's in a week.
So you say it's on per video court?
Yeah.
It's gonna be on video?
Yep.
So I'm not gonna be taken from here.
But you know, as long as you don't post your bond, you'll stay here. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, sir, can I get your full name, please?
Oscar Alejandro Moreno.
Mr. Moreno, I'm seeing you this evening on a charge of domestic violence interfering with judicial proceedings. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty for you at this time and advise you that you're ordered to appear at all of your hearings. If you miss your hearings, they can go forward in your absence. Warrants can issue for your arrest. And if you're convicted at a trial and you can't be sentenced within 90 days of the conviction, you could lose your right to a direct appeal. So, sir, I see that you've got another case here in Tucson City Court that you were just in court for. Oh, and you were arrested in court.
Yes.
Okay.
This past afternoon.
All right. I'm going to order a $250 cash or secured bond. If you post that bond, I'm ordering that you have commit no acts of domestic violence. You understand that you can have no contact of any kind, of course, with Jennifer Martinez and her children, correct? You can post it as soon as you've got it. I'm ordering also, sir, that you do not don't go to her residence, workplace, and no contact. Just to go over it one time means no contact of any kind. You can't contact her by phone, by email, by text message, by social media. You can't ask third parties to reach out to her. You understand all of that? All right. I'm going to vacate the hearing that was set August 7th and instead set a hearing on July 16th. If you don't post your bond, you'll have a video hearing. If you do post your bond, you need to make sure that you get to that hearing on July 16th. And Judge Million will see you on both of the matters on that date. Okay? All right. You're excused.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Gail here. Eli, he refused.
Okay. We will continue him to tomorrow. sir, can I get your full name?
Yeah, Johnny Domingo Acosta.
Mr. Acosta, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of theft, 4 counts of forgery, 4 counts of fraud schemes and artifices. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state has recommended that you be released to pretrial services, supervision. So that's what I am going to do. You need to make sure you check in with them when you get out. I'm ordering monitoring or treatment as directed by them. And you've got a preliminary hearing date that's scheduled for July 28th, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date, so you really need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so you know when to get to court. You understand?
Listen, thank you.
All right, you're excused.
Especially from us.
Arvizo,
Hi, sir, can I get your full name?
Walter Wilton Arvizu Jr.
Mr. Avisu, I'm seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You were charged with a felony possession of dangerous drugs, but the state has moved to dismiss that charge. So I will order that that be dismissed without prejudice. And then you were charged with a new misdemeanor DUI. And that is going to be handled out of Pima County Justice Court, where you have a warrant currently for a driving on a suspended license from 2024. Right, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Oh, and then you have a Tucson City Court matter as well. These are charges from March 10th of 2024, domestic violence, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, and criminal damage. Judge Million asked that I hold you on a $1,000 bond on her case, so that's what I'm going to order. I'll make it cash or secured. Ordering that you commit no acts of domestic violence, that you have no contact with any victims. I will appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And you'll see Judge Million on July 16th at 1:30. Right. And then on your justice court matters, I'll order $250 cash or secured bonds on each of those. Do not drive with a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to appoint Peter Gutierrez to represent you in justice court. And you're going to be seen tomorrow at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on those matters. All right, so if you post your bond, you need to make sure you get to those hearings. If you do not, then you'll have video hearings. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're excused. Sir, can I get your full name?
Duran Colin Cooper.
Mr. Cooper, I am seeing you this evening because you have a warrant for an ag DUI, 2 ag DUI charges from January 5th of 2024. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. So let's see. Looks like this was a refile. Do you still live on North Goodyear?
Yeah, Sapatone, Arizona.
But you didn't get any mail about this?
We don't receive mail at that. We use a PO box.
Oh. Mr. Terrace, I'm inclined to release him to pretrial services. Do you have anything you want to say about that?
Judge, I don't have any additional information for the court.
Okay. I do have some concerns, sir, because I see that you've got a history of DUIs that's fairly old. But I'm going to give you an opportunity on pretrial services release, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to need to check in with them when you get out, monitoring or treatment as directed by them. Do not drive without a valid driver's license, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And then you need to be in Superior Court for your arraignment on the 15th. That's 1 week from today at 1:30 in the afternoon. You understand?
Yes.
All right, you're excused.
Thank you.
Just one.
150.
Oh.
Ma'am, can I get your full name?
Antonieta Oliveira Bastos.
Cruz, I'm seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You have new felony charges of unlawful use of means of transportation, unlawful possession of a narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I'm also seeing you on some warrants that you have out of Tucson City Court from 2021 and 2 from 2023. We'll deal with those next. As to the felony matter, the state is recommending a $5,000 bond. I'll hear from defense.
Just a moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, we're asking that you do a slightly reduced bond from the $5,000. I did just speak with Miss Cruz, and she indicated that she can go to her sister's house if she is released or post bond. She does have those warrants that we talked about, but due to her unemployed status and homeless status, $5,000 is going to be out of her reach, so maybe $2,500.
All right, I'll order a $2,500 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment, no alcohol or illegal drugs. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for July 18th. All right, and then the city court matters are for shoplifting from 2021, shoplifting drug paraphernalia from 2023, and another shoplift from 2023. All right, on those matters, I'm going to order release, but I'll note that you're in custody on the felony. I'll appoint the city public defender's office to represent you. And we'll set a hearing on September 5th at 9 o'clock. If you're still in custody, that'll be a non-transport review. If you're out of custody, you need to get to that hearing in Tucson City Court or warrant will issue for your arrest. Right. That's all, ma'am. You're excused. Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Humberto Garcia.
Mr. Garcia, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of theft of means of transportation, burglary in the 3rd degree, and burglary tools. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I do see that there is a probation hold on Mr. Garcia. The state's asking for a $25,000 bond. I'll hear from defense.
We defer to the court, Your Honor.
I'll order the $25,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial, and preliminary hearing date is scheduled for July 8th. Right, sir.
Okay.
That's all, sir. You're excused.
Thank you.
Hey, sir, can I get your full name?
Gary Michael Gregory. Enjoy.
Mr. Gregory, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of possession of narcotic drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. Am I not seeing him on the Marana case?
Yes, Your Honor. You will not be seeing him.
Okay. Do you know when he's going to be seen on that?
I do not.
I have a monthly hearing with Miranda, and I just called in a couple of days late. I thought it was the wrong date, and so
Okay. Let me hear from the jail about your court date.
At this time, but within like 10 days, it could be here.
Okay. So you're being held on your probation violation on a $22,499 bond amount. The state is recommending that I release you to pretrial services in this matter. Because you're being held on that other one, might make sense for me to hold you on just like $100 bond on this one. So it's not about the Marana. I have nothing to do with the Marana case. I'm not seeing you on that. It sounds like you're gonna be seeing something.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Keep going.
You'll be seen, it sounds like sometime in the next week or two on the Marana matter. But in the meantime, you're going to be held. And so I could release you to pretrial services on the new charge. Okay. But you're not going to be getting time credit on the new charge. Okay.
To try to explain to him.
Sure.
Your Honor, we're asking for that $100 bond so he can receive time credit.
Okay. All right. So I'll order a $100 cash bond. We'll set a step hearing. So, sir, it looks like you may be eligible for a drug diversion program where if you participate in some drug treatment and you go to your court dates, you could possibly have these felony charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. So that hearing is going to be on in a week, July 15th at 9 o'clock. If you happen to be released at that point, you need to make sure you get to that hearing so that you can remain eligible for that program. Do you understand?
Sorta. There's no way I can be released and come to the court date later.
No. Like I said, I have no control over the Marana case. They've got a bond on you. You're going to see them when they see you. So I'll set the preliminary hearing date for July 18th. If release is to pretrial services, monitoring or treatment is directed, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And that is all. Your excuse, sir.
Out.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name?
And McCollum.
Ms. Holmes, I'm seeing you because you have a warrant for a charge of unlawful flight from law enforcement vehicle that's alleged to have occurred January 22nd of this year. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So it looks like this is another situation where the charge was dismissed and then refiled and mailed. Do you still live on East Elbow Drive?
No.
No. Okay. Are you on Placita del Plantillo?
Yes.
Okay. So the state's asked for a $1,500 bond, which is what was on the warrant. But ma'am, I'm going to give you an opportunity and release you to pretrial services supervision. You need to make sure that you're in touch with them when you get out. Monitoring or treatment is directed by them. And you've got an arraignment that you need to be at in Pima County Superior Court 1 week from today. It's July 15th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, did you appoint the public defender's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Paul LaPlante.
Mr. LaPlante, I'm seeing you this evening on a charge of criminal damage. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. I've reviewed all of the information, including the state's recommendation of a $10,000 bond. I'll hear from defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to highlight the fact that this was a non-violent offense. Mr. LaPlante has only one prior from 1997, and he has no failure to appears. He also has lived in Tucson for the past 15 years. He has a house to go home to if he is released here in Tucson, and he is self-employed as a business owner, which he was just expressing to me his need to get back to. So for those reasons, we are asking that he be released to pretrial services, and if the court is not inclined to do that, then a reduced bond, maybe $1,500.
I'm going to order a $5,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services if that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. Sir, I'm ordering that you have no contact of any kind with the alleged victims, which I understand are your neighbors. So if you post that bond, you need to be really careful to avoid your neighbors and not have any intentional contact with them. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. They're actually a little bit down the street, but yes, I do.
Okay. So, and I'm ordering that you not go near their residences. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for July 18th, but sir, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You'll get a hearing at a later date. So if you do post the bond, make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so you know when to get to court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused.
What's your name? Romani. What is it? Romani.
Your Honor, jail here. Ms. Settle Andrew, he's being, they're finishing up assaulting him. So as soon as he's done, I'll get him in here, but I'll have him go last and I'll just finish the order off.
Okay, he'll go last.
Yeah, he'll go last.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Sir, can I get your full name, please?
Robert Richard McLaughlin.
Mr. McLaughlin, I am seeing you this evening on a few different matters. Like your new charges are misdemeanors, drug paraphernalia, prescription drugs, and resisting arrest. And then you've got 2, 3, 4, 5 warrants out of Tucson City Court. And then you've got a warrant out of Superior Court for charges of aggravated domestic violence and aggravated harassment from March 6th of 2024. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney on the felony matter. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for today's hearing. Let's see. All right. Looks like this was a summons that was mailed. Do you still live on Luana Drive?
No,
What's your current address?
855 West Congress, number 206.
All right, so the warrant amount on that On the felony charges is 2,500. That's what the state is asking for. The judge in city court is asking also for a $2,500 bond, which I'm inclined to impose. So with that information, did defense want to be heard?
No, Your Honor, we'll submit.
Okay. So on the felony, I'll order $2,500 cash or secured bond released to pretrial services if that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment, no contact of any kind with any alleged victims. And arraignment is scheduled for July 15th at 1:30. On these Tucson City Court matters, order a $2,500 cash or secured bond. I will appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And I have a petition to revoke probation that I need to read you. It says that on February 8th of 2023, you were adjudicated guilty of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, criminal damage, 2 counts, and interfering with judicial proceedings. You were placed on probation for 36 months. You were given written conditions of probation. The court was petitioned to revoke your probation because there was reasonable cause to believe that you violated by failing to attend your probation review hearings and committing new acts of domestic violence. I'm going to enter denials of those allegations at this time. Again, I'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And we will set your hearing with Judge Million on July 23rd at 1:30 in the afternoon. All right, that is all, sir. You're excused. Oh, one more. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name?
David Joseph Palmati.
Mr. Palamati, I am seeing this evening on a couple of matters. You have new felony charges of possession of narcotic drug, 2 counts, count of possession of dangerous drug and possession of narcotic paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I am going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. So, sir, it looks like you may be eligible for a drug diversion program where if you get to court and you participate in some drug treatment, you could possibly have these drug charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. And I'm looking at your history and it looks like you have no prior felony history. So that would be a really great opportunity for you. Are you interested in that?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, I am going to order that you be released to pretrial services supervision. So you're going to need to check in with them when you get out, monitoring or treatment as directed by them, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And you need to be at that hearing in Superior Court on July 15th at 9 o'clock in the morning. That's 1 week from today in Superior Court on the 3rd floor. And council waive time for the PH?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we will set that for August 22nd. All right. And then you've also got a warrant out of Justice Court for drug paraphernalia charge from 2024. On that matter, I am going to order that you be released on your promise to appear in court. And your hearing in Justice Court will be on July 18th at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to get paperwork with all of that information on it. Make sure you get to those hearings, okay, sir?
Yeah.
All right, you're excused. Hi, sir. Can I get your full name? Mr. Palmati, I am seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You have new felony charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of narcotic paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the legal defender's office to represent you. So, sir, it looks like you are very likely eligible for a drug diversion program where if you go to some treatment, if you participate in some drug treatment and you get to court, you could possibly have the felony drug charges dismissed before they're ever formally charged. And I'm looking at your history and I see no felony history at all. So that would be a really good opportunity for you. Are you interested in that?
Yeah, definitely.
I do have some apprehensions about releasing you because I'm looking at files that I have out of Tucson City Court that are all in warrant status because you haven't been going to court on those.
And that's what I wanted to ask. When I was here last time, I got paperwork from that saying all those were ROR, and then they released on recognizance, so it was all taken care of.
No, you were released on your recognizance, but you had court dates still that you were supposed to go to.
For city court?
So if for city court. So if I release you, are you going to go to your hearing in Superior Court for the drug diversion program, and then you're going to go to your Tucson City Court hearing as well to deal with those cases?
I will definitely go to my court cases. First thing I'll do is go to state court and get that wrapped up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna, those warrants are quashed right now, and so I'm gonna give you a court date for those, all right? So, okay, so on the felony matter, I'm gonna release you to pretrial services supervision. That hearing that you need to go to for the diversion program is 1 week from today. It's July 15th at 9 o'clock in the morning. And your brother, I just saw your brother, he's got the same court date. So you guys will both go to that hearing in a week at 9 o'clock and find out if you can participate in that program, okay?
Okay, that's Superior Court, right?
That's Superior Court. And time waived?
Yes, Your Honor.
So PH will be August 22nd. Right, and monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial. You both are going to need to make sure that you're in touch with pretrial services in addition to your attorneys. And then on your Tucson City Court matters, I'm going to order that you be released on your promise to appear there. I am going to reappoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And your hearing in City court it's not for like a month and a half, all right? So you're going to need to remember to go to that. It's August 20th at 2:30.
Yeah. Today.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna get paperwork with all of that information on it.
Okay. I'm just checking with them in the meantime, you know.
Yep, yeah, you can call the city public defender's office. That's a good idea. All right, you're excused.
Sorry.
I see Lucero. I see Lucero. No. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Hopefully I forget.
Pepper, over here. Sit down.
Hi, ma'am. Can I get your full name, please?
Megan Shepherd.
Ms. Shepherd, I'm seeing you this evening on a few different matters. You have a new felony charge of aggravated DUI. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. Looks like I've also got a couple of warrants out of justice court for driving on a suspended license, both from 2024. And we'll deal with those next, but as to the felony matter, the state is asking for a $10,000 bond. I do see 3 prior misdemeanor DUIs. The most.
I've only had 2. Just let her.
So I'll hear from defense.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, one moment.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to highlight the fact that this is a nonviolent offense. I do recognize that she has some priors and some failure to appears. However, she does have housing and employment, and both of those were confirmed by her roommate. Her roommate also indicated that she could take third-party custody of Ms. Shepherd and could provide transportation to any future court appearances. Ms. Shepherd also indicated to me that she was trying to get set up with Buena Vista and plans to do that if she is released. So for those reasons, we're asking that she be released to pretrial services. If the court is not inclined to do that, then something like $1,000 bond. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to order a $5,000 bond. It'll be cash or secured, released to pretrial services. If that bond is posted, monitoring or treatment is directed by pretrial. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. Preliminary hearing date is scheduled for July 18th, but ma'am, that hearing is very likely not going to happen on that date. You're going to get a hearing at a later date. So if you post your bond, you need to make sure you're in touch with pretrial and with your attorney so you know when to get to court. And then as to these 2 warrants out of justice court, I'm going to order a release on those, but I'll note that you're in custody on the felony. In case you don't post your bond, then they'll have a video hearing for you. Either way, we're going to schedule that for July 18th at 8:30 in the morning.
It's a $5,000 bond. It's a percentage. We can talk about it. Just listen to the judge.
And that's all, ma'am. You're excused.
Okay, wait. Now.
Sir, can I get your full name, please?
Alejandro Villa.
Mr. Villa, I'm seeing you this evening on a couple of new cases. You've got a new charge of aggravated shoplifting from June 13th of 2025 and charges of aggravated shoplifting and drug paraphernalia from July 8th of 2025. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. The state is asking that I hold you without bond because you were on release for a felony at the time that these are alleged to have occurred. Did defense want to be heard on that at all?
No, Your Honor, just ask that you set a no bond hearing.
All right, so I'm going to order that you be held without bond on both of these matters, and we'll set that no bond hearing for July 14th at 2:30. And you are excused. Oh, preliminary hearing is scheduled for July 18th. Sir, can I get your full name?
Andrew Lucero.
Mr. Lucero, I'm seeing you this evening on charges of possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And you've got counsel seated next to you for this evening's hearing. So I see that, Mr. Lucero, you're being held without bond on your probation violation matter. I'm not seeing you on that this evening. You'll be seen in Superior Court separately sometime in the next week or so on that. So given that the state is asking for a $1,000 bond on this matter for time credit, did defense want to be heard on that?
No, Your Honor, would prefer.
All right. All right, I'll order a $1,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. Monitoring or treatment as directed, no alcohol or illegal drugs. We'll set the steps hearing for July 15th at 9 o'clock. And we'll set the preliminary hearing for July 18th. So, sir, you're going to be seen in Superior Court in a week for what's called a steps hearing. It looks like you may be eligible for a drug diversion program where if you participate in treatment, you could possibly have these charges dismissed. All right. So you'll see the judge in a week on that.
All right.
You're excused. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.